Welcome back to yet another episode of Toriko Unveiled. Before we get into the video, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, everybody. So if you don't mind leaving a like and maybe a subscribe, it immensely helps us get seen in the algorithm and gain more traction to gain more fans. You know, it's kind of a loop. Now, last time on the Unveil, we talked about how powerful was Chief Monsum and spoke on the origins of Gourmet cells and their abilities. Per request, today we're going to talk about a specific Gourmet demon and one of Toriko's oldest and original characters. Today we're going to talk about the walking calamity that is Don Slime. First revealed as a simple traveling companion to the Golden Chef Gigi, Don Slime seemed no more than a harmless and silent observer, this being a direct contrast to his actual personality. Don Slime is an appetite spirit, one of the oldest in fact, and possibly the only one outside of a few others who directly influenced the outside world around him during Toriko. Don Slime was a being perhaps millions to even tens of billions years old, and was actually the centerpiece, cornerstone, hell, even the flagpole of the underwater civilization Bluegrill, and what I mean by that is quite literal. Being one of the few Gourmet world civilizations, Bluegrill is located inside of a massive sea mollusk known as Giant Shell, which is the largest shellfish in the world, and that was rumored to have once been home to the Phantom Dish Another, making the inside of the Shell King a massive back channel that has a staggering size of nearly 10 million kilometers inside the shell itself and is big enough to cover the continental United States. The giant shell is capable of creating its own unique inhabitable ecosystems within its body, which allow for oxygen production and for all manner of life forms to reside and prosper within it, ranging from many kinds of humanoids, plants, animals, and ingredients, and it even has its own artificial skies. Giant Shell is also capable of bioluminescence, allowing it to produce light within its body, which is basically indistinguishable from sunlight and spreads warmth and light to all of Bluegrill. And its light even goes off around nightfall, allowing for Bluegrill to even have its own day and night cycle. Due to the idea of Warp Kitchen, time inside the shell is not equal to time on the outside. Because of this, one day outside is 60 days inside the shell, equating to a ratio of 1 in 60. Most, if not all, of Blue Shell contains scattered pieces of Don Slime. He is literally a part of nearly everything in his kingdom, from the rocks to the foundation, all the way to the citizens of Bluegrill themselves. And Don Slime's true origin actually lies within this ability to manipulate his cells into almost anything. By having been hosted into many different life forms as time passed since the Gourmet cells arrived on Earth, Don Slime has forced himself to be hosted by many different life forms. With his enhanced cells, he is capable of manipulating his cells and create copies of nearly any living being as well as any object. By using his power to create copies of almost anything on an extreme cellular level, he created a portion of Bluegrill's civilization. When he is revived, he extracts all of his cells from his potential host, the whole population of Bluegrill, as well as the objects that are around the country, and reforms himself using Asurati as his host. Now, crossing into the next part of the video, on the subject of host, we don't necessarily know Don Slime's true power as he was never really truly revived, and with his only true host being a Chiryu, who he even went through the task of rebuilding a prime body for, rejected his chance of rebirth. Keep this all in mind, as once resurrected with Asurati as his host, Don Slime demonstrates some of the most staggering feats within Toriko, and a chance for some scaling corrections overall. I'll also add that we know the name Don Slime because the Chiryu gave it to him, and Don Slime shared this name greatly, even showing what Neo called emotional weakness when not only was his name disrespected, but a Chiryu's name was disrespected. We see Don Slime's prideful nature is very well deserved. Once initially laying his aim on the resurrected Neo, Don Slime launches off the seafloor, parting the depths of the massive ocean in Area 6 around him, and throws himself into space. Given the time the panel shows past, Don Slime easily surpassed escape velocity. Earth's escape velocity is around 11.2 kilometers per second, Mach 33, as in 33 times the speed of sound, or around 25,513 miles per hour. Don Slime having done this in mere seconds before again launching off a large asteroid back towards the Earth at even greater speeds, and it's shown he is able to not only see from space, but precisely find and target Neo/Akashia, giving him vision on the level of the strongest telescopes in existence. When he landed, it caused a massive explosion upon re-entry. Re-entry into Earth's atmosphere by comparison to the Toriko Earth's much larger scale is 17,500 miles per hour. And even then, it's reported to take seconds for things like meteorites to break through the atmosphere, but 20 to 90 seconds for man-made spacecraft to do so. So by comparison, Don Slime hit like a literal impact from the cosmos. We already have Don Slime being potentially planet level or even higher due to his obvious disregard for the laws of nature. Once engaged with Neo, Slime unleashes a massive suite of attacks, from using signature cooking tools, conventional punches, black lightning, and even creating and propelling meteorites from his body that fall down, causing, as I say, nuclear bomb level explosions, as they could all be seen from space, comparing once again the Toriko planet to ours with its more than double surface size. These explosions were likely capable of country level destruction, and that's lowballing it. Neo, being another being of immense power, tanked everything, causing Don Slime to release his final attack the Asarudi's body was capable of withstanding, the creation of a small star at the end of his lifespan. Stated to have a 5 light-year radius, and I'll just put the math on screen for that. Don Slime stated this explosion could evaporate the ground of the planet around them, himself, and Neo. Now, before continuing everyone, I'd like to point out something. Neo ate the force of that explosion. If the star had went off, there's no way the Toriko Earth would have survived, in my opinion, unless some sort of, fate hacks or etc. happened. That was a universe-changing calamity level event. This would have destroyed not only that planet, but the entire solar system, because it had a span of 5 light years. So either Neo tanked the massive majority of that explosion, or Don Slime scaled it down to not wipe everything from existence, or somebody was shooting the planet. Either way, their 5 light years is way too much to even calculate in distance. Sadly, either way, as I stated, even with attacks on the scale of planetary and even multi-solar system level, Neo devoured all of Don Slime's attacks, and even Don Slime himself. We know that Don Slime stated in his full power he was capable of obliterating planets with a punch. It's clear his power was but a fraction of what it would have been if Ichiryu was his host, and it's even shown in the manga that they apparently had scrapped before in the past, and Don Slime was one of the reasons for Neo's many deaths. So, as we go on, while I can't say Slime was limited to his host, or if Neo had truly just grown to be more powerful than the former ruler of the universe, Don Slime, we'll segue into what I like to say are the scaling corrections for one moment. Given the feats displayed in this battle, Don Slime was already displaying the feats Akashia, Midoriya, and Toriko did in the final battle. From his speed feats, jumping into and back from space in seconds, to his direct scaling on attacks with planet-destroying and potentially cosmic-level destruction. Don Slime was next to Neo the strongest appetite demon featured in the series. As he stated, he's more of a force of nature rather than just a simple demon. Being already 8 Kings level, I cannot imagine what Don Slime's true power would have been. This scaling, and amongst the ones stated with Don Slime, makes me realize that in-series Toriko is way stronger than I've probably been reporting in my videos and towards the end of the series. He's stronger than Don Slime, Neo, Midoriya, Joey, and Akashia. Toriko proved to be an equal match for these other solar system level characters, but humbly wrapping up the video, that's another topic for another day. We give thanks for the bountiful wealth of knowledge that the Toriko universe provides us, and stay safe and stay sane, everybody. Itadakimasu.